Hello everyone, what is up? It is me, MTG, and today I'm bringing you guys a video talking about my favorite constructed format, which is Canadian Highlander. What really inspired me to make this video today is that Channel Fireball today, Marshall Sutcliffe uploaded some Canadian Highlander videos, as well as the TCG Player YouTube channel uploaded again another Canadian Highlander video here, Corbin Hostler versus Marshall Sutcliffe, and then of course this as well being Marshall Sutcliffe versus Corbin Hostler. So I really appreciate that these bigger MTG kind of websites and personalities are giving Canadian Highlander a chance. It's a format that I've really been enjoying for about the past few months I've been playing, and it's been a ton of fun. Absolutely fantastic. We've actually had 2 FNMs already at my shop that we work at, or that I work at, and we've had, like I said, 2 FNMs already that were Canadian Highlander based, and we've had a lot of fun with those. So the fact that these bigger channels are willing to give Canadian Highlander a chance kind of inspired me to make this video now, while other people might still be able to find these videos while they're still up. Again, we'll get to the loading ready run. This is their YouTube channel. We'll get to them here in a second. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and talk about Canadian Highlander. We'll start off with what is it? What is Highlander, the game? Canadian Highlander is an up-and-coming 1v1 competitive MTG format for mature, respectful, and fun players. Highlander is devoted to playing great Magic with great people. Each deck must contain at least 100 cards and contain no more than one of any given card. The exceptions to this rule are basic lands and cards that explicitly state that any number may be played. Of course, this is similar to Commander, how it's a 100-card singleton format. You can't have more than one copy of any given card. In Highlander, each player is allowed 2 mulligans at 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Additionally, we follow the Vancouver Mulligan system. The Vancouver Mulligan system is the system where whenever you mulligan, say you look at your 7 hands, or you look at your hand of 7 cards, you decide you don't want it, you mulligan a 6, and then you do like your 6-card hand, you can go ahead and scry 1. That's all the Vancouver Mulligan system is just simply that scry whenever you decide to keep a mulligan. And then in Canadian Highlander, the way that the mulligans work are you go, you look at your opening hand of 7. If you decide you don't like your 7, you go down to 6. If you don't like your 6, you get another 6. If you don't like your 6, then you'll go back down to 5. If you don't like that 5, you go down to another 5. So what this mulligan system allows you to do is to have much more good games of Magic, because you're not just losing a ton of games due to the fact that you have to mulligan all the time. It really gives you the opportunity to look at some good hands and try and get in some good games of Magic, which is something that I really like about the format. For every 100 cards within a deck, players are allotted 10 points towards deck construction. Example, 100 to 99 cards allows for a maximum of 10 points, 200 to 299 cards allows for a maximum of 20 points, and so forth. Starting life totals are 20, and there are no sideboards, so nice and simple. Of course, everyone in the format basically plays a 100 card deck. The only deck that doesn't play it is like Battle of Wits, but no one plays Battle of Wits. They end up playing like 300 cards, I think was the Battle of Wits deck that I saw, but that would be an absolute pain to have to shuffle, and then you would get to run 30 points. But most people will just run a 100 card deck with a 10-point allotment to it. So let's go ahead and talk about the points list here now. So what the points list is the points list is created so that you can't have just all the best cards in your deck. You have to actually go through and pick which really good cards you want in your deck. You can't just say, I want to play all 5 Moxes, Time Vaults, and Voltaic Key, and what else is there? Time Walk and Ancestral Recall, basically anything on this list, the Demonic Tutor, Black Lotus, all that other kind of stuff. You can't just throw them all into one deck. You have to actually go through and strategically pick out which ones are best for you. Of course, if you think this sounds super expensive, remember that it is for the most part a casual format. In most situations, we just play a lot of it in between rounds, but we did play some at FNM, but we do use a lot of proxies to just kind of practice with the decks beforehand. So if you obviously can't spend the money on an Ancestral Recall or a Black Lotus, just, I don't know, take a Windkin Raiders and write Black Lotus on it. That's all you have to do. Nice and simple. So these are just some of the cards that are pointed. Really powerful effects like Ancestral Recall and Time Walker on here. And then things like Fast Mana, you're looking at the 5 Moxes right here, Mox Emerald, Jet, Pearl, Ruby, and Sapphire, as well as things like Soul Ring for fast mana, Mana Vault, as well as Mana Crypt, up here in terms of fast mana, and then things like tutors as well. Here we have probably the card that I've cast the most off of the points list, which is Worldly Tutor. The deck that I'm currently playing is a mono green creature land kind of strategy. We play a whole lot of mana dorks, and then we're just really trying to use those mana dorks to play some really big, powerful spells like Primeval Titan and Craterhoof Behemoth and cards like that. Along the lines of just like extremely powerful cards, Library of Alexandria is just a very powerful card. It's not it doesn't produce fast mana. It doesn't tutor for anything, but it is just a very strong card, which is why it's a point. Dig Through Time, again, very powerful card. That's why that's a point. Fast Spawn, very powerful card. That's why that's a point. And then you can just go through and see some other good cards here, like Stoneforge Mystic is a point as well. And then where's True Name Nemesis? True Name Nemesis is 1 point as well. So just some very powerful cards on the list of cards that are pointed. Everything else, of course, is worth 0 points. So if you want to play, I don't know, what card is this? If you want to play a Mox Amber, then you can just play a Mox Amber and it'll be 0 points. If you want to play yourself a nice foil Yargle, then you can go ahead and do that for 0 points as well, and the 0 point cards will make up the majority of your deck. So I really enjoy this format. It's absolutely fantastic. If you're interested in getting more into it, here on the Loading Ready Run YouTube channel, if you click on playlists, they have a podcast called North 100. There are currently 35 episodes of North 100, and it's just an entire podcast dedicated to the Canadian Highlander format. It's an absolutely fantastic way to get yourself started into the format. There's a lot of really good, helpful videos, especially some of the earlier on ones where they're really trying to get people to learn about the format. Those would be a fantastic place for you to start if you're interested in the format. And then in terms of just looking up decks and things like that, you can always go and if we go to mtggoldfish.com, if we click decks and then user submitted decks, you can see here that Canadian Highlander has their own section here for the user submitted decks. You can come in here and say what deck in here looks cool. Let's say green white beach looks cool, and then we can come in here and we can look at, I don't know why my screen is doing that. Huh, that was kind of weird. My screen was like glitching out there for a second. It's still glitching out. What the heck is happening? That's super weird. Well, my computer's probably broken. That's fantastic. But anyway, you guys can see here they're just playing, this looks like a lot of just really solid green-white cards. Merfolk Branchwalker. I really wish my screen would stop doing that. That would be fantastic. Let's just go back off of that page. Does it happen on here? No, I guess it doesn't happen here. It must just be on the MTG Goldfish website. Anyway, you guys could see that let me X out of this one. There we go. You guys can see that Canadian Highlander is an absolutely fantastic format. If you have any questions about it, of course, down low in the comments. I'll be here all the time to answer your comments or your questions, because I really enjoy this format. And if you guys want to see me produce some videos talking about this, then I would gladly do so. Here you can see they also have a tab here on their website, Common Archetypes, and you can see all sorts of solid decks like Red Deck Wins, Goblins, Junt Aggros here, Boros Aggro, the Rock, which is just kind of like a black-green mid-range deck, Teamer Tempo, Blue Moon is extremely strong right now in the format. What else do we have here? Like Izzet Control, Azorius Control, and Dimir Control. Lands is also a very sweet deck, so you can really get away with playing basically any card that you really want to. One of the things that I truly enjoy about this format is that some of the cards that just maybe aren't strong enough for Modern or aren't strong enough for Standard fit perfectly into Canadian Highlander decks, because you really need to have a high density of good cards because you can only play one of each card. So maybe that super sweet card that you liked in Standard but just couldn't really get it to work in Modern, then Canadian Highlander could be the perfect format for that. So I do really enjoy this format. Like I said, tell me down low in the comment section whether you guys want to see me produce more content regarding Canadian Highlander. I thought today would be a perfect day to talk about it because, like I said, on the TCG Player channel and on the Channel Fireball channel, they were uploading Canadian Highlander content. So I thought today might be a fantastic time to start talking about this format. So again, if you guys want to see more Canadian Highlander content in the future, go ahead and let me know, and I will be sure to make some, because I do, like I said, absolutely love this format. Of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, let me know with a thumbs up as well as a subscription if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys here tomorrow for yet another Magic the Gathering video.